I hope it don't sound like that guy's radio, man. I hope it don't sound like that guy's radio tempo.
Bow to the monkey.
Cb19nyc on YouTube. Your hole in the wall CB shop video gate. Cb19nyc is back quiet. I don't know. I think Crazy Eddie's going crazy, dude. I think his little team of junkies, according to YouTube views, are losing. Cb19nyc on YouTube, the king of New York. Step in, let your drivers around New York have your video gate, talk what you want to talk, use it to get your shit 10A straight. Your hole in the wall, Brooklyn, New York, CB shop with all the humor. The man with the master plan, the gold fingers, just got back quiet.
Shut up, monkey.
Yo, when you address CK like that, you better call him what he likes to be called, a silverback. He claims he's a silverback. But if you ask me, he sounds like a yellow belly. Yeah. Cb19nyc video gate rolling. Episode number 2 for this morning, date and time. Let's go. Hey, little Richie Cappy's nobody to toy with, baby. That's the other dark side of him. He's got multiple characters, man. But you say to yourself, wow, you know what? He is the first child and the namesake in the family, man. Why did he walk away from New York City's 50 richest in America families to be the black sheep and go his own way with his own career? He must have had a couple of good deals signed, sealed, and delivered that top all that. The king of New York got down.
We got one right lane open or 2 right lanes open. What is it?
Poor Enforcer got no more ground out here. He's crying, guys. Little dirt man, Michael J. Fireman of Levittown. No nut lane, no nut on or off the radio. All back quiet.
That's what he's hoping for, one of us to take him out. But I'm not going to give him that. He's going to have to do it himself.
Sounds like somebody copping flea about never being able to use their Kevlars. They got real scared. They found out some shit. Richie put all their information out there, and now they turn spring chicken. I got down.
You see, that's one thing I can never have any respect, is a man that has no honor.
Oh, baby paw. Cb19nyc on YouTube video gate rolling. Cb19nyc on YouTube video gate rolling. Cb19nyc on YouTube video gate rolling. The truck driver's best friend. I'm back quiet.
Exist on this earth. People took fucking
Cb19nyc on YouTube. Oh, he's cursing now. He's cursing. Cb19nyc on YouTube New York City video gate rolling. I'm back quiet.
Machetes for talking the nonsense you talk, Richie. You're accusing a man of stealing auto parts and hiding them in my crib. Right? What you're doing is wrong. All I'm here trying to do is to help you get off the pipe. You don't hear me make accusations that you have this in your house, that this guy's bringing stolen material or parts or whatever. You're dropping names, addresses, and making allegations. Not only that, you're stealing mass material. You're stealing CK's material from YouTube. That's copyright infringement. You can't even create your own shit. You're not even original. Even my material you bite. Truth and Justice, the American Way. That's all me. You're not original. Richard, that's why you're a clown out here and everyone's clowning you. 31, you got blasted yesterday by Shadow. You can't deal on 31, they all look at you like you're vomit. You try to come here and take refuge behind the drivers, and they're like, get the fuck out of here, you crackhead. You can't go to 6. They slapped you up and down already.
Yeah, man. Yeah. You heard him. You heard him in the video game saying, I ain't got no proof you're smoking crack. I ain't got no proof. Okay, so maybe you're not at this one. Yo, he's just trying to cop please, man. Forget this little monkey junkie. I'm going to let y'all truck drivers handle this clown from here on in. Let's see how y'all do. Because you know my box will be back here soon. And if I got to come out here every morning and do it, you really are not going to like it.
Want to hear the truth? Oh, that man's got some bad gas.
Cb19nyc YouTube video gate is still rolling. Episode number 2.
The second time, 206 was up in his crib. They wouldn't come outside. So
Oh, no.
Roger, right on. Cb19nyc on YouTube. You know what time it is. Let's show up the little 6-month junkie who wants to tell you he only heard him out here for the last 2 years and he has no evidence. He's smoked. Wait a minute. You just told everybody you got a videotape, and then last week you want to tell them you don't have. I tell you, you got to pay attention to junkies. Catching lies are real easy. I'm clear. Well, I'll tell you what, you clowns know what I gave you the other morning in that video gate. You know that big K1/2 is coming back home real soon, real quick, in full working condition. I said, you know that K1/2 is coming back home real quick. So if y'all can't clean up your own yard, fellas, you know I'll be out here every morning from 5 to 7 a.m. doing it. And believe me, you already know you don't want me out in that air with that K1/2. I'm clear.
Good morning, Spanky.
Good morning, you got Spanky. Waving right back, we waving right back.
Hey, Spanky, I heard you're unemployed, Spanky. You ain't been spanking nobody in a while, but I'm going to help you out real soon, real quick. Hey, Spanky, you're in the video gate, but I hear you're unemployed. You ain't been spanking nobody lately, but I'm going to help you out real soon, real quick.
Everybody out here knows Richard's a...
Roger, right on there, Spanky. Who is not spanking him? He is not spanking him. Spanky ain't spanking him. Richie, by quiet.
You're a pathetic little creature there, Richard. A little stubby-armed, little baby mushroom wannabe gangster.
The arm that you're so deathly afraid of brought Kevlar gloves to use on and is scared shit to come and use them. I'll be anything you want, dude. Richie, the king is clear.
Oh, yeah?
Cb19nyc on YouTube video game roller. This is episode number 2 for the morning, guys. Well, I'm not going to lie to all you truck drivers, but these guys are really irate, and all you guys tuned into yesterday morning and the day before videos, and they're really upset that you guys are really hitting the YouTube, man. It's burning these clowns up. Me, it's nothing new. I mean, it ain't like my old hits where each video is getting 300 to 500 hits daily, so I'm not going to cry about it until I get back home to the top spot. I'm clear? Cb19nyc YouTube video gate rolling. Let's see y'all clean up your own backyard, fellas. Let's see how y'all work. I'm stepping back. Poor cupcake. Window side antenna tuned on 31, doesn't do jack on 19.
fuck is Maca Radio?
That's the remixing, editing, and cuts of Richie's original video gates, where you get all these video gate sound clips from. The King's Art. I'm clear.
Hey Richie, what's Maca Radio? What is that, like a fucking Big Mac on top of a radio? Maca Radio? What the fuck is that?
I don't know. Ask the DJ that remixed and tried to cut my words on Bakwa.
That's not edited. You said Maca Radio. What is a Maca Radio? Was that macaroni and cheese all over the radio? What's Maca Radio?
Good morning, gaming boy. Going one in the air. Yeah, right back. Welcome to the weekend. Let's get through this.
Maca Radio, fuck you.
Cb19nyc YouTube video game rolling. I'm quiet.
Yeah, right there, Mr. J. Yo, top of the morning, everybody out there. Welcome to the weekend. Yo, Crazy Eddie. Yo, Enforcer. Out there. Yo, Spanky. I heard you somewhere out there. We waving.
I gotta stop smoking this ganja.
Danny boy, just waving.
This motherfucker always trying to say, I'm fucking spin doctor. The hell fucking no. Check it out.
It's Fuck You Friday.
Morning, black one sugar. Good morning, Shaw. What's going on?
He sounds like he's saying he's got stage 1 lung polyps.
You want to warm it up? All right. No, I'm good, man. Everything all right?
Yeah, Crazy Eddie likes the lubrication warmed up real nice, man. Like you gotta soak the tube in boiling water for about 10 minutes for him. Then that
Yeah, it's pretty good. I make a cup at home in front of the house for a ride, and then I grab one when I get here, you know. Escucha, que loco.
Cb19nyc YouTube video gate is rolling.
Shit, can't find a parking spot here. Damn it, boy.
Let's not get stuck in rewind or slow down. Let's just keep going forward, no looking behind. Because every time you look behind and hit rewind, you find Enforcer's truth and justice is nothing but a big old lie. Richie Claire. Truck driver's best friend, Cb19nyc, New York Video Gate. You know the thing all you clowns been tuning into for the last couple of days, bringing them hit levels up into the hundreds per video. I like that, man. I like that real nice. That was amazing what y'all did yesterday and the day before, man. Totally like, I guess I do work pretty good, man. You just gotta watch the lyrical genius, baby. You know your hole in the wall CB shop, man. It's all about semantics. It's all about the respect, not the money. And you watch me use a microphone like a plumber use a tool. Fast talking, slow walking, deal dance, skip, shoot, audio, sling, seconds. A little bit good. Just got down and clap.
Can I get an audio drive?
Audio drive. I thought you guys didn't like when I did that and rattled your speakers all over the camp.
Come on, do the original one. Audio drive.
Shit that's on people's radios, their microphones, and Richie's coughing up all that shit.
Nah, man, all my own mics I show you in the videos, man. When I work on people's mics, I put a satin sock over them. Anyway, yeah, man, I can't do the original that you guys are used to because there was like 13 to 1500 watts behind it. Next week, fellas.
Put a sock over people's mics when you work on it?
Yeah, a brand new, crisp, clean satin sock that you buy from the 99-cent store, you know, the little baby socks that fit on baby's feet. Use them as mic covers, little CB shop tricks. Well, you know, I've been working CB shops for many decades, so that's a little trick for sanitary reasons when I'm working with people's mics. I don't know what you do with other people's mics, but I tend to do that.
I never heard of that.
Well, that's it, man. You know, you get a little satin or silk, little infant sock, a newborn or a toddler sock, you know, and when you got to work on other people's microphones there, you just slide that little bad sock right over it, and, you know, you're not too worried about what may be on the mic or you leaving anything behind. The King of New York, Cole Steffen.
Sound like bomb shit. Instead of putting it in a bag, you put it in a fucking sock.
Richie, you are nasty.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I guess I use a sock wrong. My bad. Oh, sue me. Maybe you'll label me a pedophile because I use brand new newborn infant socks right off the shelf there. Used to send Debbie to the store to get a lot of them, but oh, that's right. You never met her. You don't know her. Hey, wait a minute. That was 21 years ago. Oh, man. I'm sorry. Just little things you pick up working CB shops for decades, you know, little things like that, you know, like the big canister of Lysol wipes you always see in the video, you know, all wet and ready for wipe downs, you know. Things like that help a CB shop's persona there, Tev. I don't know, I could be wrong, dude. Maybe I'm wrong that the sock idea has been wrong on me all these decades, and, you know, maybe I got the wrong idea about sanitaryism.
I don't know any tech that puts a sock over the radio and over the mic unless you're nasty, unless you're trying to prevent the radio from being contaminated from particulates that come from your mouth when you're coughing up mucus, semen, and all that other good shit that comes out of your throat. That's the only reason why you would cover up the radio so carefully like that, Richard. I don't know any tech. You might as well saran wrap the fucking radio.
Well, I'm sorry, Mr. Enforcer. I didn't say anything about covering up a radio, man. That would just blow the radios up, covering up, not letting them vent. But, yeah, man, you know, it's an old CB shop trick there. And you say, why would I put a sock over other people's mics when I'm working on them? Because I don't ever want a scumbag out here on the radio saying I'm leaving all sorts of live little germs on this shit, you know? So if you want to know why I use the sock, sue me. I use it for that reason, sir.
Well, if you believed in hygiene and proper hygiene and brushed your teeth in the morning instead of picking up a fucking spliff and smoking weed and cracking yourself up with your crack pipe, you wouldn't have to worry about all of that. If you took care of yourself, you wouldn't be coughing lungies and phlegm and mucous membrane and fucking semen from your boyfriend's fucking load overnight. You wouldn't have to worry about all of that.
Hold on, Mr. Enforcer. Hold on. You totally lost me. I might understand that 1 month ago you stood out here and said you had a videotape of Richie smoking crack on Utica Avenue and you have a videotape of this. And then last week an Enforcer comes clean at 46 minutes. You rant and rave about how I may not be smoking crack now and how you have no evidence of proof that I might be any kind of junkie at this time. You know, you sort of like lose us when you go back and forth, man. Like, it's not too hard to figure out the truth here, but I really don't want to hear what you and CK do with each other's jism. I just have a good old time showing you, making you out to be the liars, junkies you are in my video gates. I'm sorry I've been out here with these video gates for 2 years with these drivers and not for the last 6 months busting their balls like you. The King of New York is clear.
Oh, now you're admitting that you're breaking their balls. Before you were the driver's best friend out here. Now you're breaking their balls. So you're starting to admit that you're a nuisance out here. You're like a fucking tick, a flea.
Well, I gotta admit, man, when I started waking up and hearing you out there every morning talking about me, I sat back for a couple of days and listened to you, and then I figured, well, I gotta try to do it without being a nuisance, and I think if they rate it the way they do, I guess they could say that's not what Richie just said, because we're gonna hit rewind and see if Richie said anything about breaking balls. The King of New York, and I'm sidestepping.
You could keep on flipping the truth, twisting it, manipulating it, But the bottom line is you're just a lonely little junkie and you're a fraud.
Well, you know something, I can be anything you want to call me for the last 4 months. When you tell everybody on 19 you've only been hearing me out here for 2 years, I'll be anything you want me to be. But to these drivers, I'm always going to be RC127, and they've been using my video gates for the past 2 years. Only in the last 4 months have they been hearing your big mouth out here. They sort of like the way Richie crawled out of your speaker and into your brain and have you talking to Richie like he's your best friend and you share your hardcore drugs with him. The King of New York, I'm sidestepping. Cb19nyc YouTube video gate still rolling.
I want to know one thing, Richie. Why do you get out being a snitch and ratting people out, making up stories, making up stories that people have stolen the car parts and they're being stored in my place? What do you gain out of being a rat and making up, fabricating stories that are not true? What do you gain out of that? Because it's all a lie. Nobody wants to hear that rhetoric. You know, if you want to defend your crack use or non-use, that's one thing. But when you start posting names and addresses and people's pictures on YouTube, people you never met, people you don't know, and then make allegations that they're stealing and storing stolen parts in their house, that's a crime. You know that. Punishable by a fucking massive beatdown and imprisonment. Richard, you're deplorable. You're a disgrace to the human race. You're worse than a fucking parasite. An amoeba. That's all you are, Richie. There's no excuse for your existence.
Yes, there is, to turn wannabe technicians like you into what you're doing here today. You know, I'm sure that there's no stolen equipment there anymore. It's been 2 months now, but you know, hey, you know, I guess if they weren't stories and they were a truth and the locations weren't real, you wouldn't be crying about seeing me outside of them fake locations, and you wouldn't be out here defending it. Now, the reason why I would never, ever, ever, ever try to defend my crack use is because I don't indulge or use crack, so I'm not going to even try to go there, as I cleanly got you to admit last week in the video games. But me defending your crack use, nah, never, man, dude. I don't even know you. I've been hearing you out here tearing these drivers apart and filling up their ears and closing down their channel since I moved off that hill for the last 4 or 5 months. But anyway, I'm going to get back quiet there. The King of New York, Cb19nyc video gate is still rolling for all you drivers who enjoy this, and I'm stepping back. Yeah, I know. The new Jerry Springer crowd over the last 4 months. You know, the cheerleaders are trying hard to find new recruits all over the place.
Richard, 127, the head detective. A short man with no legs and no arms, just a torso. Not even a torso, just a headpiece. Richard, you're pathetic, man. Debbie didn't even want you. You're a poor excuse for a man. If those words came out of Debbie's mouth right now, you would probably shoot yourself. But you know what? I'm going to hold back those recordings, Richard, because I don't want you to commit suicide. It's bad enough you're a failure as a technician. But as a man, I know you can't accept that. That's why you busted her in the head with the lamp and put her in the hospital with a coma. Richard, you couldn't accept that. When a woman put you in your place, she says, stop it already. Stop it already with the fingers. I had it. She wanted a real man with an erection. Richard, 2, 3 of those little stubby fingers weren't doing the job. The rejection just tore your heart out. You couldn't handle her, Richard.
It all sounds so sweet, but I would like to hear any kind of proof that you actually talked to her and she has you initiating third-party communications. Because you say and you're implying that you have communications with my alleged ex-girlfriend of 20 years ago. Yet, you only been out hearing me for the last 2 years. I don't know, Mr. Enforcer. The more you talk, the deeper the lie you weave and rove. But, you know, I would give anything to know, or, you know, I would actually, the implication alone of you stating that you have recordings of her to inflict third-party communications with me, well, that's all I need, sir. I don't know where that puts you. Actually, I do know where it puts you, but I really don't know the definition of contempt or alleged contempt. With that, Richie, I'm clear.
There's nothing you could do because the last time you made a bet with someone out here, and he happens to be on the frequency, you said, is anyone with the name Frank in any of my videos, I'll go 10-7. Man pulled up a video, the name was in the video, you referred to that name, and all of a sudden you try to flip it. So you're not even a man of your word. You have no integrity, no honor. So what are you going to do if I pull up that information, the videos, the audio files? What are you going to do? You're not going off the air because you'll say it was manipulated, it was doctored. Forget about it, man. You're a fraud, that's it. You were put on blast and you can't accept it, and that's it. You're a fraud. You're not a technician. You're not a cop. You're a lonely little crackhead with short, stubby arms and a little baby mushroom. That's your profile. That's your profile. You couldn't even get a crackhead to give you head. That's how sad it is.
Well, Mr. Enforcer, I agree to disagree with you, sir. Any mention of the name Frankie or Frankie in any of my video gates will always be in my Dollar Van video gate, sir. And that is mine and the Dollar Van driver's term, or should I say my term, Frankie, for Police Officer Sergeant Francis. You will hear his name mentioned a lot in multiple videos before and after those and with those labels. That Officer Francis, when he worked at Hilltop, when good old Francis, when Frankie Boy on the loose on the Dollar Van channels, yeah, it tends to drive the Dollar Vans crazy. As far as any Dollar Vans or any friend of mine having the name Frankie, no sir. Frankie is a nickname, code name we use for Officer Francis, who works the Crown Heights, Flatbush area. Richie Radio, the king of New York City. I'm going to end video gate number 2 for all my viewers and fans out here. Number 2 is about to come to an end. We will start number 3. The fast talker, slow walker, needle dancer skips you an audio slinging, hole in the wall, beating down the Jerry Springer CB Tech wannabes. The king of New York, Richie, stepping back.